228 people fly from all over the world. They pay $5,000 to $10,000 each, right? And you're the main speaker, you're the main host, and you drop $1 million cash at this event.
I did. Yeah. That was the most I've ever spent on an event.
Bro, so imagine I'm texting my friends. I'm like, guys, you know Eddie Maalouf? He's like a top G in mark. Anyway, so dude, this event was so amazing for me, like on a personal level, because it forced me to think bigger. And I did well with that. I didn't need to do this. But then I was like, these guys are making 9 figures in a day or 9 figures. I'm like, I need to get back in. And that was like my first entry back in. And then I saw you and I watched a few of your interviews and I was like, whoa, this part of, so let's start with like your agency. But the crazy thing is you don't have millions of followers, but you're on your path now to becoming a 9-figure entrepreneur. Like,
yeah,
how does that work?
Look, I don't think it's the quantity of followers as much as the quality of followers. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Someone could have 1 million followers and they're all like Gen Z kids playing Fortnite who have no money. And someone could have 1 follower and it's a billionaire. Which one would you rather have?
Yeah, the one.
Financially speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then, you know, I spoke to Ryan Dice and then I spoke to you and I was like, okay, I've basically made every single mistake in the book.
Yeah.
And so.
And bro, someone has to make those mistakes.
Yeah.
If it's not you, it's someone else who told you what the mistakes were.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize, because look, I think one of the biggest problems in success in general is people don't do because they're afraid of the consequence of failure or whatever that looks like, right?
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The only way, like if someone messages me on Instagram, they know it's Eddie. Unless obviously I start doing AI bots and all this stuff. But assuming it's an actual authentic personal brand, that is going to be sought out much more than any other AI or all this stuff, because all the content's moving to AI, all the chats are moving to AI. Everything is talking to a robot. And the people who are verified at Eddie on Instagram, at Shakir Hussein on Instagram, that is you. That is your identity. It will almost be like an ID. It's like a digital ID, right?
Yeah.
And no one can take that. There can't be a second one. So there is no AI that can replace that. And I think long term, that becomes one of the most valuable assets we ever have, because the world is going to move fully digital.
How do you go from 6 to 7 and then 7 to 8 figures? Let's talk on that.
So six figures, man. I don't even remember what that's like. What's that? 10,000 a month to 70,000 a month ish.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that is, at that point, it's like we were running ads for local businesses. We had, you know, some automations, like we'd get them leads, they go to GHL. At the time, GHL didn't exist, but like a CRM. Sometimes it was just a Google sheet, to be honest. And we'd send them there, and then the business would call and bring them in and make money, and we'd try to track it, right? So it's a very simple, duplicatable product. And we picked one niche. So at first we started, we sold to 5, 6, 7 different companies. Then we're like, okay, this one works the best.
And what was that niche?
At the time, it was birthday party centers. So you have to understand something in the internet marketing game that is horrible is there is a massive lack of creativity, meaning everyone copies everyone else because they can't think for themselves. So at the time, everyone was preaching chiropractors, dentists, all these different, you know, avenues to go get clients. And I was like, what's something that's not sexy that no one's looking at, that's high ticket, but not sexy enough for anyone to see it because they don't participate in it. And I realized kids' birthday parties, the average kid's birthday party in America costs $500. Like, that's high ticket. You know what I mean? So a high ticket local business, I can run ads targeting moms with specific kids' ages. I can probably make them a lot of money. So I did it for my family's business. They had a birthday party place. I did great. Then I started taking it to other birthday party places. Then I built a funnel. I was like, okay, if I'm running ads for them, why can't I run ads for myself? So I had VAs in Lebanon, scraped, 30,000 birthday party centers in America. I uploaded to Facebook. I ran ads to them. I sent them to a funnel with a VSL explaining this. We called the company. So we had 4 media marketing, which was bad marketing before. Yeah. And then I basically just made another domain, but under the same company legally. And it was just getmoreparties.com. Very simple. I still own it. Great domain. And so I got Get More Parties. I ran a funnel. I made a VSL. I ran ads. I had people start booking calls and showing up with us. And the cool part is birthday party places, if you think about it, they only work on weekends because no kids are doing their birthday party Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the first half of Friday. So they're always available to get on a call.
Okay.
They're always looking at their inbox for a cold email. So we ran cold emails to them with a really clever subject line. Are you fully booked? ? And then the actual line was like, hey, I'm wondering if you're fully booked for next weekend or if you have any availability, please message me back, let me know. And then they message back and be like, yes, we have availability. And I'm like, why do you have availability? You should be fully booked. Wow. I can help you be fully booked. Let's get on a call. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a very clever cold email sequence. So we cold emailed these people and we ran ads at the same time, flooded the market. We had like 200 book calls every week, show rate 95% because they have nothing else to do. They want to show up to the call. And we just started closing deals. And then that took us from, 10K a month to like 80K a month. COVID hit. We lost all that business, went to zero. So that was a hard part. And then I realized, okay, now we kind of got to reset. So let me pick an industry or industries that are invincible to some sort of health event. So we went all in into info and all in into e-com because these are digital. They'll always ship. They don't require human interaction at a grand scale. And so no disease can ever shut this down. And so, again, I think the most important thing here is like you learn from what happens. I think a lot of people sometimes just move on to the next thing, but they don't learn. So like we lost all our clients. Sure, we, panicked for a second. Oh my gosh, we have no money. We have payroll. I have employees. Am I going to let them go? What do we have to do? But what I did and what I still do to this day is sit back. Okay, why did that happen?
People are like, bro, did you cut off your beard? I'm like, no, I haven't touched my beard for last, and so... But anyway, I'm getting intentional, right? So that's basically speed of implementation. Like how fast do you learn something? And then how fast are you taking action? Was it better clients? Was it you worked more hours? Was it you worked less?
It was better team and more leverage. Okay, so one principle would be more leverage. Leverage of better talent, meaning my time is more protected because I have better talent, therefore creating more leverage. They create X% ROI on themselves. Second one is leverage of better client contracts. Okay. Same amount of work, better clientele, 5X more money. How much does that affect profitability? And I think the third one is leverage of money. Once you have currency, like if me and you are going to do the same deal with one person and I have 100K and you have $0 and we both have the same skill set, I will beat you on that deal. Therefore, because I have access to money, I get more favorable terms naturally. Because you're going to go and you're going to say, hey, man, I can exchange services and blah, 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 and give me 10%. And I'll go, hey, man, I can exchange services and I'll give you 50 grand on top of it, give me 25. And I'm just going to take 25 on the same deal you couldn't take 10 on because I had leverage of money. So there's leverage of time, or people, which is time. There's leverage of like how you actually make money. So in this case, charging more money, leverage of contracts. And then the last one is, what was the last one I gave? Leverage of money.
Leverage of, at what stage do you go on leverage of money?